At 10:35 that morning, two silent shapes rose from the desert airfield at Nellis. Two F-35's Lightning II jets, carrying something no one outside a secret circle knew existed. Inside their hidden bays wasn't practice gear or empty shells. It was something real, something powerful. Over the sands, both jets released their payloads. What fell wasn't just metal and wires, it was history in motion. This was no simple test. It was the final step of a mission years in the making, the moment when silence met power, and a new era of warfare began. The first test drop of a B-60 on a -12 from an F-35's occurred on the 25th of August 2020 at Sandia National Laboratory's Tonopah Test Range. The aircraft released the Mach bomb from 10,500 feet while flying at supersonic speed. This marked the first ever release from an internal bomb bay at greater than the speed of sound. The inert B-60 on a -12 struck the desert floor in the designated target area approximately 42 seconds after release. The test was the first of 4 enhanced fidelity instrumentation flight test units planned for F-35's compatibility testing. The B-60 on a -12 Life Extension Program represents a complete refurbishment of America's tactical nuclear arsenal. Sandia National Laboratory serves as the design and engineering lab for non-nuclear components and acts as technical integrator for the complete weapon system. Los Alamos National Laboratory handles detonator production and other components. The program refurbishes, reuses, or replaces approximately 50 different components and subsystems. The first production unit was delivered in November 2021. Full-rate production began a year later. The weapon itself transforms tactical nuclear delivery. The B-60 on a -12 measures 12 feet long and weighs 825 pounds. It incorporates an inertial navigation system guidance package and precision guidance tail kit. Spin stabilization rockets provide additional accuracy. The bomb offers 4 selectable yields: 0.3 kilotons, 1.5 kilotons, 10 kilotons, and 50 kilotons. Each B-60 on a -12 costs approximately $28 a million, literally more than its weight in gold. Around 400 units were planned for production. On the 12th of October 2023, the F-35's achieved full operational certification to carry the B-60 on a -12. The announcement came months later through the F-35 Joint Program Office. Spokesman Russ Gomeyer confirmed the milestone was reached ahead of the January 2024 deadline promised to NATO allies. This certification makes the F-35's a dual-capable aircraft. It can carry both conventional and nuclear weapons. The F-35's became the first 5th-generation nuclear-capable aircraft ever, and the first new platform to achieve this status since the early 1990s. The certification process spanned more than a decade. It culminated from intense effort across 16 different government and industry stakeholders. The Air Force Nuclear Weapons Center, F-35 Joint Program Office, Sandia National Labs, and several headquarters Air Combat Command staff directorates led the collaborative effort. The 422nd and 59th Test and Evaluation Squadrons led Air Combat Command's portion of the test effort. Airmen from the 57th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, 926th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, and Bolt Aircraft Maintenance Unit handled all maintenance operations. Earlier compatibility tests had proven successful across multiple platforms. In March 2020, the F-15E Strike Eagle became the first aircraft certified to carry the B-60 on a -12. 2 flight tests occurred at Tonopah Test Range. The lower altitude test took place at approximately 1,000 feet, flying near the speed of sound. The F-15E released the Mach weapon, which struck the desert floor in the designated area about 35 seconds later. The higher altitude test dropped the bomb from above 25,000 feet. The weapon embedded in the desert soil about 55 seconds after release. The B-2 Spirit bomber followed in July 2020. The F-16 Fighting Falcon received certification later. German and Italian Panavia Tornado aircraft also achieved compatibility status. The B-21 Raider bomber is planned to carry the weapon when it enters service. Only the F-35 variant received nuclear certification. The F-35B and F-35C variants remain conventional-only platforms. Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Jackson, Headquarters Air Combat Command Strategic Deterrence and Nuclear Integration Division Chief, explained the significance. The B-61 series weapons are tactical gravity nuclear weapons that can be used on dual-capable aircraft like the F-15E and F-16C divided by D. Having a fifth-generation DCA fighter aircraft with this capability brings an entirely new strategic-level capability that strengthens our nation's nuclear deterrence mission. The tactical implications change nuclear deterrence fundamentally. The B-2 bomber was the most prominent nuclear-capable stealth aircraft. Adding nuclear-capable to a fifth-gen fighter that already brings several conventional-level capabilities to the table adds strategic-level implication to this jet, Jackson stated. The F-35 can penetrate enemy airspace with reduced detection risk. Its suite of ground scanning sensors and data links enable more precise targeting than previous nuclear-capable aircraft. Not all F-35s will receive nuclear capability. Only those units with a nuclear mission will be given the hardware and manpower necessary to configure and maintain nuclear-capable F-35s. The Air Force Air Combat Command stated that all F-35, as in the Air Force inventory, are expected to be in a nuclear-certified configuration in the future, independent of their assigned lot number. However, operational details remain classified. The NATO nuclear sharing mission gains new capabilities through F-35 certification. Approximately 100 older B-61 variants are housed by NATO allies: Belgium, Germany, Italy, the Netherlands, and Turkey. These nations share the alliance's nuclear strike mission. Belgium, Germany, Italy, and the Netherlands are all planned F-35 operators. Nuclear-capable aircraft capability was a key factor in Germany's decision to procure the F-35. The Royal Netherlands Air Force announced initial certification for the deterrence mission in November 2023. Commander Johan van de Venter of the Dutch Air Combat Command confirmed the milestone. The RNLAF expected to declare full operational capability with its F-35 in early 2024. This declaration would occur when the fighter can carry out all missions previously assigned to Dutch F-16s, including the dual-capable aircraft mission at Volkel Air Base. The B-60A-12 replaces 4 older B-61 variants in the nuclear stockpile. It consolidates capabilities from the B-60A-3, B-60A-4, B-60A-7, and B-60A-10 models. The B-60A-11 Earth penetrator remains in service for specialized missions. The weapon's Earth penetration capability allows it to burrow completely underground before detonation. A Sandia National Laboratories video shows the bomb disappearing beneath the Nevada desert surface. This capability enhances effectiveness against deeply buried targets. Testing occurred under challenging conditions. During the COVID-19 pandemic in April 2020, Sandia National Laboratories developed virtual methods to maintain testing schedules. Travel restrictions prevented on-site personnel deployment. Sandia engineers created electronic procedures and video demonstrations for Edwards Air Force Base teams. They virtually guided the F-35 team through post-flight data download and delivery procedures. The captive carry flight test successfully completed its mission despite pandemic constraints. Production milestones continued through 2024. The last production unit of the B-60A-12 was completed on the 18th of December 2024. The National Nuclear Security Administration announced completion on the 7th of January 2025. Sandia National Laboratories will produce spare components until 2026, which targets final closeout activities. Production delivered more than 100 Type 3 trainer versions to familiarize airmen with loading and maintaining the weapon. The strategic shift is measurable. F-35's nuclear capability provides NATO with the first stealth nuclear delivery platform. Previous dual-capable aircraft lacked low observable characteristics. The F-35 adds sensor fusion, advanced targeting, and reduced radar cross-section to nuclear delivery missions. Development of the B-60A-13 variant has begun. Sandia National Laboratories released an image showing the first B-60-13 Joint Test Assembly on the 19th of March 2025. This variant targets harder and large-area military targets, specifically designed to defeat hard and deeply buried targets. The first production unit is scheduled for fiscal year 2026, with completion planned for fiscal year 2028. The B-60-13 will be carried exclusively by the B-21 Raider bomber. No plans exist for F-35 integration with this variant. The F-35 can carry up to 2 B-60-12 weapons internally. Internal carriage maintains the aircraft's stealth profile. External weapon stations would compromise low observable characteristics. The weapons bay accommodates the B-60-12 alongside AIM-120 AMRAAM air-to-air missiles for self-defense. This configuration provides nuclear strike capability while maintaining air-to-air combat effectiveness. The certification does not require Block 4 upgrades. Block 4 enhancements are not mandatory for nuclear weapon employment. This decision accelerates deployment timelines for units transitioning to F-35 operations. Deployment to Europe remains partially classified. Politico reported in October 2022 that B-60-12 arrival in Europe was moved forward to December 2022 from a previously planned spring 2023 timeline. Specific locations and quantities remain undisclosed. U.S. disclosure policy prohibits releasing information on dual-capable aircraft deployments among NATO partners.